Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, one of those quiet, still hours when the rest of the world seems to have stopped breathing, and felt a familiar, warm weight pressing against your legs? Or maybe you felt the soft, rhythmic huff of a dog's breath right against your ear? In those moments, we usually just smile, pull the covers up a bit higher, and drift back to sleep. But have you ever stopped to wonder, why? Why, out of all the soft rugs, expensive orthopedic beds, and cool kitchen tiles in this house, did your dog choose that specific spot on your bed? It isn't just about comfort, and it certainly isn't an accident. Your dog is using their sleeping position to whisper a secret to you about how they see you, how they feel about your health, and the role they believe they play in your life. Today, I want to take a journey into the midnight language of our dogs. What I've learned after 70 years and a dozen dogs has changed the way I look at that warm weight on my feet forever. For those of us who have reached our 50s, 60s, and beyond, our homes have a different energy than they used to. The chaotic years of raising children and rushing off to the office are mostly behind us. Our bedrooms have become true sanctuaries, places of rest, reflection, and sometimes places where we deal with the aches and pains that come with a life well lived. Our dogs feel this shift. They aren't just the family pet anymore. They are our primary companions. They know our moods better than our closest friends do. They know when we're having a good knee day and when we're struggling to get comfortable. When the lights go out, a dog's instinctual mind takes over. They aren't just going to bed. They are positioning themselves in relation to their North Star, and that North Star is you. Let's start with the most common spot, the foot of the bed. You might think they stay there because they don't want to crowd you, or perhaps because it's cooler. But there is a much deeper, more ancient reason. In the wild, the sentinel of the pack sleeps at the entrance or the perimeter. If your dog chooses the foot of the bed, they have taken on the role of your protector. Even in their sleep, they are monitoring the door. They are the first line of defense. For many of us living alone or in quiet neighborhoods, this is a profound gift. Your dog is saying, "I am on duty so you can rest." They recognize your vulnerability when you sleep, and they've pledged their life to stand guard. It's a position of immense respect. They see you as the alpha, the one worth protecting, but they also see themselves as your loyal soldier. Now, what about the dog who insists on pressed up against your back? This is what I call the back-to-back bond. In the canine world, the back is the most vulnerable part of the body. You can't see what's coming from behind. When a dog sleeps back-to-back with you, they are offering you a 360-degree defense. They cover your blind spot while you cover theirs. But on an emotional level, especially for those of us who might be missing a partner or feeling a bit lonely, this position is about pure, unadulterated support. They are backing you up in the most literal sense. It is a sign of total 100% trust. They are saying, "I have your back, and I know you have mine." It's a partnership of equals, a silent agreement that neither of you has to face the night alone. We've all had those mornings where we wake up with a face full of fur because our dog has migrated all the way up to our pillow. It can be a bit annoying, can't it? Waking up with a tail in your mouth? But don't move them just yet. Sleeping near your head is the most intimate position a dog can take. Your head is where your scent is strongest. It's where your breath is. By sleeping on your pillow, your dog is trying to merge their essence with yours. They want to be as close to your thoughts and your dreams as possible. This is often a sign of a soul dog, that once-in-a-lifetime connection we've talked about before. They aren't looking for warmth. They are looking for oneness. They see you not just as a provider, but as their literal soulmate. They want to breathe the same air you breathe. Then there are the burrowers, the ones who scratch at the duvet until you let them under the sheets. Usually, we see this in smaller breeds or dogs with short coats, like dachshunds or terriers. On the surface, yes, they want the heat, but psychologically, this dog is looking for the den. They want to be completely enveloped by you. This position reveals a dog that seeks absolute security. They want to disappear into your world. For an owner, this is a sign that your dog sees you as the ultimate provider of safety. You are their fortress. When they are under those covers with you, the outside world, the storms, the mailman, the strange noises, simply ceases to exist. There is only the two of you in your safe, warm cocoon. This is the position that really touches my heart. Have you ever noticed your dog lying directly across your legs, or maybe specifically leaning their weight against your hip or a sore knee? I truly believe dogs have a sixth sense for our physical ailments. After decades of observing this, I've seen dogs gravitate toward a part of their owner's body that is inflamed or painful. When they sprawl across you, they aren't just being heavy. They are using their body heat and their rhythmic heartbeat as a form of canine therapy. It's a healing touch. They can feel the heat of inflammation or the tension in your muscles. They are saying, "I feel where you hurt, and I'm going to stay right here until it feels better." It's a selfless act of love that we often overlook as just cuddling. As our dogs age, as they move into their 10, 12, 14-year marks, their sleep spots might change. And we need to be the ones who notice. If your dog used to sleep at the foot of the bed, but now insists on being right against your chest, they might be feeling a bit more vulnerable. Their hearing might be fading, or their eyesight isn't what it used to be. They are moving closer to the source of their safety because the world is becoming a bit more confusing for them. Or maybe you've noticed they can't quite make the jump onto the bed anymore. That's a hard day for any owner. I remember when my Buster couldn't reach the mattress. I saw him stand there looking up, his tail giving one lonely wag. I ended up putting my mattress on the floor for 6 months, just so he wouldn't have to lose that midnight connection. At our stage in life, we understand the beauty of accommodating those we love. We know that a little bit of effort on our part means the world to a soul that is slowing down. Because even if they are on a rug next to the bed instead of on top of it, they are still positioning themselves to be with you. There are some people who say, dogs don't belong on the bed. It's not hygienic, it's not proper. And I suppose technically they might have a point. But I think those people are missing out on one of the greatest spiritual benefits of having a dog. There is a specific kind of low-frequency peace that happens when a human and a dog sleep in the same space. It lowers our blood pressure. It regulates our heart rates. It wards off the shadows of anxiety that often creep in during the night. For those of us whose houses have become a bit emptier over the years, that breathing, that soft animal presence, is a tether to the world of the living. It reminds us that we are responsible for someone, and that someone is devoted to us. It turns a bedroom into a home. So, the next time you feel that nudge in the dark, or you find your dog stealing your favorite pillow, don't just push them away. Take a second to realize what they are saying. Are they guarding you? Are they healing you? Are they seeking your soul? When we learn to read these positions, we stop seeing our dogs as furniture, and start seeing them as the complex, emotional, and deeply intuitive beings they are. They spend their whole day waiting for us to come home, waiting for us to play, waiting for us to notice them. But it's in the silence of the night that their true feelings come to the surface. It's when they are most dog, and we are most us. I think back on all the dogs I've shared a bed with over the last 50 years. I remember the puppies who cried until I lifted them up. I remember the strong, brave dogs who stood like statues at the foot of the bed. And I remember the old ones who just wanted to rest their chin on my ankle. Every one of them was telling me the same thing in a different dialect. You are my person. I am safe with you. And as long as I am here, you are safe with me. As we get older, we realize that we don't need things to be happy. We need connection. We need to be seen. And in the dark of the night, through the simple act of choosing a sleep spot, our dogs see us more clearly than anyone else ever will. It's a beautiful thought to go to sleep with, isn't it? Knowing that you have a guardian, a healer, and a soulmate all wrapped up in one furry package. I've truly enjoyed sharing these midnight secrets with you today. It's the kind of thing you only really start to appreciate when you've had a few miles behind you and a few good dogs by your side. I'm so glad we had this time to sit and talk about the quiet side of being a dog owner. If you have a story about where your dog sleeps, maybe a strange spot they've chosen, or a way they've helped you through a restless night, I would be so honored to hear about it. Sharing these stories in the comments is like sitting around a campfire with old friends. It's how we keep the warmth going. And if you'd like to join me for more of these conversations, where we look at the hidden meanings and the heart-centered wisdom of our dogs, you are always more than welcome here. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, it's just a simple way for us to stay connected as we navigate these wonderful senior years together. And if this message brought a smile to your face today, A like is a very kind way to let me know. Go ahead and fix those covers tonight. Make a little extra room for that friend of yours. They've earned it, and I think we have too. Thank you for being here. Sleep well, take care of yourselves, and take care of those faithful friends. I'll see you in the next one.